This is the Stephen F. Austin State Historical Park. On this site in the early 1800s, Stephen F. Austin founded the town of San Felipe. It was here, along the banks of the Brazos River, that the Anglo-colonization of Texas began. This park is rich in history, and most of that history is underground.
Okay, this is a brick. It's very soft now. This is another brick. This is a large piece of mortar.
In the fall of 1995, archaeologists from Texas Parks and Wildlife surveyed the park, searching for clues to the lives that were lived here over 150 years ago.
Well, we do studies in parks to find the old archaeology that's there, meaning the bits and pieces that people left in the ground when they lived and used this property.
If this is your idea of an archaeologist, you're wrong. Indiana Jones is more of an adventurer than an archaeologist.
Never met the man, but I've heard of him. Actually, Indiana Jones isn't a real good role model.
Why?
Because he is essentially going out and stealing things and robbing things from sites.
I had it, Marcus. I had it in my hand.
While Indiana Jones was always after the big prize, real archaeologists find their treasure in everyday items.
This particular brick was found right over here, just off the corner of this structure, in a location where a hotel was established. This hotel was built as part of Austin's first home.
Don't confuse archaeologists with geologists.
Geologists study the rocks.
Or paleontologists.
We don't do dinosaurs.
Archaeology is studying people through the things that they leave behind.
I think what I like most is not necessarily finding old things, but thinking, when you do find them, thinking about who it was that last held that artifact that you're holding in your hand and what they did with it.
I got just a hair shot 300.
I have like 296.
Almost every state park in Texas has some archaeological significance. It's the job of the archaeology survey team to find out what's on these public lands. Only then can these sites be preserved and the information they contain shared with visitors.
Particularly, we found a lot of shaped glass in that area, and that would be from the bottles that people drank from.
Did you find
in the saloon?
I've learned a new way of thinking about this place. You know, it's not just a piece of property here that we come and mow and weed eat around. You know, our heritage is right here. Our past is right here in the ground. And so we're going to take care of it.
Unlike the popular perception, archaeologists don't spend all their time outdoors digging in the dirt. Fieldwork is just the first step in a process that takes several years.
A lot of people do think that the field work is probably the most fun part about it. And for some it is, if they like to dig holes all day.
We spend a lot of time digging dry holes, basically, finding out where the sites are not, which is also just as important, but not nearly as much fun.
Most of their work is done in here, under the glare of fluorescent lights. It's cataloging and researching and writing and very time-consuming.
For every day you're in the field, you probably spend at least 5 days or more in the lab doing analysis and write-up.
You've got to really take a long time and think about what questions you're answering and what types of answers you're getting from those artifacts. This is the real action part of the job, you know, getting to put stuff in baggies. Never see Indiana Jones do this. He wouldn't dare.
This telegraph key was found during one of the reenactments by a child. He was about 8 years old, and it was during the Frontier Festival.
These artifacts are from Fort Richardson in North Texas. Established just after the Civil War, Fort Richardson played a vital role in protecting the plains settlers from Indian raids. While these artifacts are interesting, they provide little information to archaeologists. That's because they were picked up by park visitors.
They'll come into the interpretive center really excited, but I'll say, take me where you found it. And I imagine 90% of the time they can't locate the exact location.
Where an object is found often tells a lot about it.
Let's say we find an artifact such as this buried in the ground, and if it's deeper than a historic artifact like this, then that goes to assume that this one is older since it's deeper in the ground. When they're out of context like that, when they're pulled out of the ground, then we don't really have an idea. This might have been made in historic times. We just don't know.
When you're visiting any historical site and you come upon any artifact, the most important thing is don't disturb the artifact. Mark it, report it, and someone will document it so that it can be useful information.
While some of the items collected in the field are put on display, most of them end up in a climate-controlled storage facility in Austin. They're stored there, but they are not forgotten.
They're here for people who want to answer research questions and look at them more, answer questions in the future.
The Chicago Special.
Seeing these items firsthand helps the volunteers at the Kreische Brewery State Historical Park better understand the life and times of Heinrich Kreische. Kreische was a German immigrant and stonemason who built one of the first commercial breweries in Texas.
When the archaeologists did their diggings here, they found that that pipe was beginning to collapse. And so this pipe...
You know, when we get tours of the brewery, it's just it's just the ruins that are left there. There's nothing there really to show people. You have to draw a picture, and this will help us paint the picture for the tourist.
Archaeologists all over the state are performing a valuable service for all of us. They're helping unearth our Texas heritage, one piece at a time.
Now that we know the wonderful record that we have here, we're going to do an extra diligent job to bring that information to our visitors, to share that with them. We want them, when they come in here, to have a sense of being in that old town, at least for just a few minutes, to be able to visualize what was here, to try to bring that history alive for them.
It's a history, our history, that would have otherwise been lost forever.